Hello everyone and welcome to Tabletop Tactician and Operation Castro's Paradise, US Global Turn 3.2. The United States has suffered some unfortunate Soviet advances in the last turn, with the Soviets reinforcing Peru and capturing Panama. So with that, let's turn to our orders received fresh in from Washington and see how the president feels of our performance. To U.S. Southern Command Commander. From the office of the President of the United States. The fall of Panama. A major blow has been dealt to your forces, Commander. The Soviets have taken the initiative in South America. It is unacceptable to this administration to lose control over the Panama Canal. Colombia. The CIA has been given increased funding and will be conducting diplomacy to align Colombia to our cause. Atlantic Ocean. The Soviet Navy is fractured. Take this opportunity to strike while they are weak. Argentina. The Soviets have left critical assets unguarded, using superior guided munitions to put these facilities out of action. Failure to retake the initiative may result in a change of command. So our president doesn't seem too thrilled with our actions. So let's get on to global operations. So once again, there was no insurgency placed by the Soviets. For this term, we will be electing diplomacy. As the president stated, the CIA has been granted increased funding. So for 2 IPP, we have 2 extra dice here, plus our 1 inherent dice. We will attempt to flip Colombia. So let's take these 3 blue dice over to the Superior American Randomizer. So 3 blue dice. Into the shoot, we're looking for a 10 or greater, and we got it with an 11 here. So I am unprepared for this. Let's go ahead and flip those forces there to Americans. So that will be a light infantry as well as a air cav. So first utilization of one of these for me in this game. Very exciting. And that does have an inherent value of 1 and a minor army base. So we will add these forces in there. Then just as Captain G showed on his turn when he took Venezuela. So we spent 2 IPP to capture that. So with that, we will be buying an additional paramilitary here. So this paramilitary was spent prior to the capture of Colombia, but we will go ahead and add another here. So one of these will have to be placed in Colombia. We'll get that in there. I'm still trying out these rings to denote my different infantry classes. They're just a little 3D printed ring. I dropped the unit in there. So still giving them a try. So on to purchases here for the U.S. We will, like I said, purchase. I had purchased 1 paramilitary already. We'll add another paramilitary here as well for the 2 IPP from the dice in Colombia. 1 Marine for 4. 1 Airborne for 4. My Marine is denoted by green. Airborne is denoted by blue. 1 Amphibious Assault Ship, the USS Tarawa, for 6. And we will finish the USS Philippine Sea here for 4. So on to combat. So we have quite a few here. All right, how do I want to do this? So we'll go in our order. So first combat here, we'll see a destroyer. Oh, can you see that? Now you can. Destroyer and a frigate, pairing with a fighter here from Sao Paulo, which will go 1, 2 into Sea Zone A45 there to attack that sub. Captain G has elected to go on silent running if the sub survives, but we will not allow that. Attack 2, we will see a U.S. cruise missile. Grab one of my stand-ins here. Fired from the major air base in Sao Paulo, attacking the major army base in Buenos Aires. Moving up at attack 3 here, we will have 2 light infantry move into Venezuela, along with the A-10 from Sao Paulo, so it will move 1, 2 as well in there. And the last attack, excuse me, this one was dynamic in case we did not get the diplomacy role in Colombia. So since we have secured that diplomacy role, Captain G, we will go with the latter of our orders there. So for those orders, we will move USS Bunker Hill, 1. Get you in a spot where you can see everything. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We will take out the board. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Cleaned up the casualties of gravity. So the Bunker Hill will move 1, 2, 3 here to a A-36, and we'll fire 1 cruise missile. Then move our nuclear attack sub the same route, 1, 2, 3, and it shall shall also fire a cruise missile into Panama. We will then have from our carrier attack bomber moving the same 1, 2, 3, and then 4 into Panama as well. Let me double check my notes to ensure that was our, oh yes, most important. And then the Colombian air cav will move 1 into there as well to conduct an invasion of Operation Just Cause. So we will do some of these over here, and we will move that Panamanian battle over to the battle board. Bring over the superior U.S. randomizer. Ooh, taking out all sorts of Soviet forces. Okay. So we can see that. So we will go ahead and roll our first attack here against the submarine. So the submarine, because of the destroyer, will lose its first strike. We have pairing with the fighter. So we'll go ahead and roll our frigate here against the sub. The frigate will attack at a 2. Start with this red die. Well, I got 2 1s. Does that count, Captain G? I will go ahead with our frigate, same red die. I'm sorry, we just fired the frigate. We'll fire the destroyer with the same red die at a 4. And that will hit, and that is a target select. And then we'll go ahead and roll with the same die, the fighter, at a 6. Well, the fighter would have missed. Then Captain G will give you a gray die. How about that? And we will roll your defending nuclear attack sub at a 4. So gray die. Oh, see, Captain G, the superiority of the American randomizer. So that will result in the sinking of the Soviet guided missile sub. Moving on to attack 2. This will be a facility strike with an inherent AMD at that facility. So we go ahead and roll the defense at a 4 here, a 4 or less, and that will be a 6. So we will not shoot down that missile. Okay, I don't think you can see that. 6. And we'll go ahead and roll our D6 here. And so that is a 5. So I want to make sure I understand the rules correctly here. So correct me if I'm wrong, Captain G. But I believe that does... okay, I'll have to look it up. We will correct in next turn. We'll have Captain G do a housekeeping there. I forgot to double check and look that up. But we will have damage done to that base, so I'm just going to put this random stack of chips there. And then we will double check that and have Captain G update us in his status of forces. Sorry about that. A lot of complexity in this turn, and I missed that. So moving on up to Venezuela for attack 3 here. We have an American A-10 and 2 light infantry versus the peasants with guns. So we'll fire our 2 light infantry at 2 red dice here. An 8 and a 9. Yeah, so this will miss. We'll go to that gray die for the A-10 at a 5. And we will have a 1. And we will kill off that light infantry. Captain G will give you the same gray die. This will be a paramilitary at a 2. And a 5. Tough luck, Captain G. So that will go to the Americans, and that will be a +1. As Venezuela is worth 1 there. Alright, I'm going to go set up this last battle here on the battle board for maximum dramatic effect, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I have us moved over to the battle board here. I do want to do one quick correction, because I sent it in my notes to Captain G. I did elect to send the air superiority fighter over as well, because he did have the option to scramble here from his task force. He could have scrambled the fighter and the attack bomber, so that did move. I just forgot about it in the excitement that I get to do this battle. So I wanted to add that for housekeeping there, because that fighter will in fact do that move because Captain G had the option there. So it has no eligible targets, so it won't be doing any shooting, but it is doing the movement. On to Operation Just Cause for the invasion of Panama. We will start with our 2 cruise missiles, these 2 blue dice. Go ahead and eliminate this Marine with no need for additional fighting. Or we won't, an 11 and a 12. What a waste. Alright, our air cav at a 4. We'll go with the same blue die. That is a 3, so good hit. Go ahead and roll the 7 of the attack bomber, the same blue die, and a 12. Wow. It's a good thing I did diplomacy this turn. Alright, Captain G, we're going to give you a red die for your Marine at a 4. Big number, ouch. It's a little number at a 2. Alright, Captain G, leaving me with another dilemma yet again. An attack bomber or an air cav. Well, you get a lot of money for this, so we will take the air cav. And we'll go ahead and capture Panama from you there. We'll head back over. And we'll land that helicopter there in Panama and retake it as per the president's orders. Pretty good combat there. Unfortunate that that's where we got our 1 hit, but all's well that ends well. All right, moving on to non-combat. So you can see here, the carrier in A43 will move 1, 2, 3 up to A36. Actually, no, not the carrier, I'm sorry. 2 frigates will move up there. Then the carrier will move down to A45 alongside the diesel electric and the other destroyer. The air superiority fighter from Panama. Where did I set that? Sorry, folks, I misplaced my air superiority fighter. Huh. Oh, here it is. Hiding under the camera. It will return. So it went 1, 2, 3, 4 as 6. So it will move to the Amazonas. The A-10 will also land in Amazonas. We will move the tanks in to Venezuela. So this is non-combat. So So I do believe I still have that move of 2. Captain G, correct me if I'm wrong there. If I don't have that movement of 2 to get them into Colombia, we will keep them in Amazonas. We'll move the SAM into Amazonas as well. So 2 light infantry there in Venezuela. Fantastic. And that will end us there. So back to our build plate. Here, we will place our airborne. Oh, hang on. We will also move all of Army Group 1 into the Amazonas. There we go. So that we'll get all that put on the marker here in non-combat, or off screen here. We're in non-combat. We will place our airborne in Sao Paulo. We will also place our Marine in Sao Paulo. One of the paramilitary has to go into Colombia, as we use the money from the dice for that. So that will go there. The other, once again, correct me if I'm wrong, Captain G, will go into the Amazonas. I think I can place that in any territory since it's just a paramilitary. If I am wrong, we'll put it in French Guiana. Then we will build our USS Tarawa in a 43, and alongside it, the USS Philippine Sea. We will see a +1 cruise missile to our dashboard. And that will do it all for placement of units there. Let's go ahead and collect income. So the U.S. has a base income here. Put away the rule book because I was confident. Don't do that, kids. All right, the U.S. has a base income of 5, a 17 standard bonus, and a +17 standard bonus. Then we have captured both Venezuela and Panama. Both are worth 2, so that will go to our base. So another 2 added there. So that will be 7, then plus our wartime bonus of 17. And we did retake Panama, so we will not lose our -3 for Panama being enemy possessed. So there's our 17 plus 7. That should put us at 24. So there we are. Let me know on those things, Captain G. This is the Tabletop Tactician and Operation Castro's Paradise, turn 3.2.